Yeah.
What's good,
It's been
man?
forever.
I know. Oh,
Good. Still
okay.
holding it down.
I see
You see
that.
me?
Yeah, I can see you. It went out for a second, but we good.
hmm I'm good. Still holding it down. I'm out here living in Atlanta and I've been here since December.
Man, everybody moving to Atlanta. Everybody in
Yeah,
Atlanta.
for some reason, Atlanta is definitely the place to be. Well, it was definitely the place for me specifically because I had told my I had got hurt when I was playing in France back in October. I got hurt and I got surgery in France, and my rehab is based out here in Atlanta.
Dang,
So
what
I'm just like, I
happened?
might as well just stay out here. I tore my PCL, my MCL,
Same
when I was
leg?
playing in France. No, the other leg, my left leg. Yeah,
Man,
it was the worst. I did my surgery up in France, and then I flew out here on like December 14th and started my rehab the next day.
shoot, I just had surgery overseas too. I had to get my nose
Really, on
fixed.
what?
My nose.
But I'm wait, but something happened to you in college before when you had to wear a mask, right? Or that wasn't you.
That was, yeah, I had to wear a mask, but I ain't wear that mask, man. I ain't wearing no mask.
Sheesh.
If I'm gonna
What
play,
was
I'm gonna play. I ain't finna just be out
that's
here.
a fact.
I'm just gonna play. You know what? After I got my surgery and I had the mask,
hmm
first game back, someone elbowed me right in the nose,
Really?
right in the nose, dead, just right in the nose, and I was like, okay, now we can play. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? Now
Right.
we can play.
Now,
I just
right.
needed to get hit. I just needed to
What
get hit.
was it the same injury?
Nah, in college, I had like honestly, in college, I think I had I think I had my meniscus torn in college the whole time. I didn't even know. Because I was playing
hmm
overseas with a torn, like, I knew something was wrong. Like, I knew something was
hmm
wrong with my knee, but I just didn't know what it was. I thought I just needed like a scoping to kind of like clean it out.
Right.
Man, it was like you got bone on bone, no cartilage, you got a torn meniscus. And I'm like 6 years in. I'm like,
Yeah.
shoot. Man, let's get started, man.
I hear you.
Let's get
Yeah. What's up? What's up?
started.
What's up? What's up? Hey
What's up?
y'all, I'm Ezine, aka the Nigerian Queen.
Okay, as the Nigerian Queen, man. Welcome back to another episode of Arnold's
Uh-huh.
podcast, man. Arnold's thoughts. Thank you for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you coming on this episode because I interview a lot of guys. You know what I'm saying? I
For
know a lot of
sure.
guys, but we need
hmm
a female perspective, and who better else than the Nigerian Queen? You know what
Facts.
I'm saying? Who better
For
else?
real.
Straight up.
Facts.
So I just want to let you introduce yourself. Go ahead and tell us a little bit how you got going. You
hmm
know, then we can get into our Savannah State days.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What's up, y'all? My name is Ezine Kalu. I was born and raised in Newark, New Jersey. I'm a professional basketball player, runway model, entrepreneur, Olympian.
Mm,
Went to Savannah State, full basketball scholarship. From there, I started playing pro overseas. Linked up with the Nigerian national team, but been playing with them for a few years. We're actually the top team in Nigeria, in Africa, around the world.
mm.
So that's pretty dope. I'm going into my eighth season this year. I leave in 2 weeks
Hey,
to go to Turkey. I'm going to Turkey this year, so that's pretty dope. Coming back from an injury, so I'm super excited to get back out there on the court. Before I go overseas, I got New York Fashion Week because, like I said, I runway model as well. So
man,
yeah, so
doing it
I'm trying to tap
big.
into yeah. Lately, I've been tapping into the other mainstreams, other things that just other times that I have been really going hard with it, especially since my injury.
Hmm.
My injury set me down, so I had time to like really tap into like my small business, my modeling, other things like that. So it was a blessing and a curse that this injury happened. But then again, I've been playing basketball for years, nonstop, like straight with no breaks.
Yeah,
So this is like God's way, to be like, all right,
I need to
settle down
sit
for a
you
minute, and then
down. I need to
right,
sit you
sit down,
down.
regroup.
Uh-huh.
hmm
So I feel like
And but
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
that's it. That's all about me. No,
So
you good. You good. Go ahead.
I feel like that's something to talk like we don't stress enough as like hoopers to understand like we got to tap into these other avenues because we only
hmm
just be focused about the basketball and then boom, my injury happened, boom, COVID happened,
Exactly.
and then
Hmm.
what we're gonna do. And that's kind of like how I started this whole journey with my podcast, or and stuff, different avenues. Because
Right.
for me, I feel like if you're good in one thing, it's just energy. You can just transfer that same energy to be good in one thing and then
Hmm.
do it in something else. So
Hmm.
starting off in Savannah State, how did you get to Savannah State? Because I know we met there. We didn't even never really talk in college. You know what I mean? We never talked,
No,
but
and that was the crazy part. That was the crazy. We never talked, but I think we understood that athlete relationship. Like when I
yeah,
see you in the gym, oh hey,
yeah.
what's the arm? But I don't think we actually like actually sat down and actually had a conversation.
Never. I don't think it
But
ever happened.
how I got to Savannah State honestly was a blessing. Like I went to a small school in Jersey called Science Park High School. Um, and from there, I was getting recruited by big schools like Virginia, St. Peter's, Georgia Tech, St. John. Like I was getting some good offers.
Okay.
I had a partial tear in my meniscus my senior year. So now these big schools are backing off.
Of
You
course.
know, they don't want to. They want a freshman that's coming in as healthy, ready to go. I mean, I didn't need surgery, but to them, any injury
Any
is
injury.
exactly. But Coach Baker, I mean, he stayed on me. He flew all the way to Jersey in the snow in December for one of my high school games. My mom cooked him dinner. He sat in my living room. We had a conversation. He told me his expectations of me. It just felt right. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just give it a chance. Let me go on a visit. I went on two visits. I went to one St. Peter's, and I went to the Savannah State visit. Now the Savannah State visit, I don't know if this was planned, but everything was mapped out perfectly. For starters, Shannon Sharp was there.
Oh
Me and him had the same
man.
birthday. It was homecoming.
You came in the right time.
So I came at the right time. And then when I seen like the gym and the locker room, I said, yeah, I'm going to go ahead. I signed that next day.
Mm.
I
I
signed
you
it
know I
because
ain't
I feel
never
like,
been there when Shannon Sharp was there. I never been there when he was there.
really,
Never.
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 And I feel like, and that whole experience was crazy because I've heard of HBCUs before, but I've never actually experienced one. Like
Hmm.
my siblings didn't go to college. So I never had that experience to pull up on the campus, visit, go to a college. So when I see this and I see everybody look like me, and I'm like, this could be me for 4 years, and I get the
Yeah.
hoop.
And you get the
It's a
hoop.
no brainer. It's a no brainer, and just Coach Baker's dedication of flying all the way out there, coming to
Yeah.
my house, kind of really showing me, listen, I know about your injury, but that's something we can work through. You don't need surgery, so that's good. You rehab it. Coming to summer school, I just feel like he kind of had everything mapped out for me, and that was kind of what I needed, going from Jersey all the way down south.
Yeah.
I kind of needed that guidance, and I feel like he was definitely the perfect coach for that moment. And when I seen that, when I got to Savannah State, I'm like, I'm killing now. That's all I got to do is kill.
I knew, yeah,
And
you was nice. You was nice.
yeah, I definitely made it my mission to do something different because people like me just don't go to big schools, don't get full scholarships. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. I already went to a small school. I was
Hmm.
supposed to go to when you hear New Jersey, you hear two popular schools, Shabazz and University. Those
Okay.
are like the top schools to go to. You go to those schools, you automatically going to you get recruited.
Yeah.
But I didn't go to those schools, one of those schools. So it's like people kind of question, well, Dan, you sure you want to go to Savannah State? You sure? It was always a question, but I knew, nah, something. My path is different than everybody else's, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna find out.
That's
I'm
what's
gonna
up.
find out.
That's what's up. I know when you first came in, you was
Mm-hmm.
different from everybody. You moved a little different, and you was hoop, and
Mm-hmm.
you used to bark a lot at a lot of dudes. I was like, hold on, like, but you backed it up. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
man, I can't really say nothing. You know what I'm saying? You backing it up. And Coach Baker, like, he did some really good things with that program. I seen it. Like, y'all group going, I'm like,
Yes.
man, they finna be really good. I knew y'all was finna be the first one. Y'all won the MEAC tournament, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all was the first one
Yeah. My last year.
ever in school history to do something,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew it. I could see the way y'all, like, the girls that came in after you and the way it was
Mm-hmm.
going. I'm like, oh yeah, they finna be nice. They finna be nice. I already know, but
And I feel like the last year he recruited so well, and everybody played their role perfectly.
hmm
I see a lot of times people think championship teams are just having a whole bunch of good players on their team.
No.
That's not championship basketball. That's just a lot of great fucking offense. That's what that
Yeah.
is. But to have those same athletes and everybody play their role and know, okay, cool. This I may not take that shot, but I know my shooter over there. Or when you just have other athletes on the floor that kind of think on a string
Yeah.
and kind of think on the same rotation and know when to beat on defense, it just makes it that much easier. And the season, and it's crazy because my senior year, it was a breeze until we got to the MEAC.
Yeah.
So it was like we was already a championship team because we was beating everybody.
Yeah.
We didn't really feel a challenge for real for into a championship, and that's when you really know what championship teams look like. The
Yeah.
players that really show up. So
That's
it
what's
was dope
up.
to see us like really go through everybody and then still show up and end.
And got it done, man. Shout out to Savannah State,
Mm-hmm.
man. Y'all put us on,
Word
man.
up.
Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Coach Baker. Shout out to
Uh-huh.
Coach Baker. I feel
You
like
know, you know they, they D2 now though.
they went to like SIAAC. What's it called?
SIAC.
I was mad. I ain't even gonna lie. Like y'all gonna go down? How do we go down? What happened?
I didn't understand that. I don't know. I spoke to Coach Baker about it, and I didn't know if it had to do with grades, or I didn't know if back then football, back then when we were
Hmm.
there, because you know how it was a lot of shit going on with hours and all that back then. So I don't know, maybe that came into play, or maybe somebody dropped the ball on the back end with some type of
Oh
registration, or
man.
I don't know. But I mean, I've seen them when they came out here. They played Clark Atlanta,
Uh-huh.
like 2 months ago. I saw them play. They really good. They're a really
Yeah.
good team.
I mean,
So he's still definitely building a good program.
what was it last year that both the boys and the girls team won the conference?
Yes,
That's
yes,
dope. Hey, they still winning.
yes,
That's all that matters. As long as they
yeah.
still winning,
That's a fact.
winning programs.
Coach
Shoot.
Broadnax and Coach Baker still holding it down.
You know, I ain't been back since.
Really?
I haven't been back.
Why not?
I
You stay
feel
in
so.
Atlanta? You in Atlanta?
No, I'm in Florida. I'm like deep Florida, Central
Oh yeah, that's a
Florida.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good minute though.
it's like 6 hours, but it's our
You
alma mater. You know what I mean? I gotta go back.
yeah,
I feel like I really feel messed up that
you
I haven't
got
went back.
to
But it's different.
at least homecoming, or at least pull up on campus just to see what's what.
But you know, homecoming is like right around season time. You know,
That's true. Like October, it is.
that's when you just not
Yeah.
starting the season. You're not really gonna be here. I do want to go back.
Hmm.
So your journey into the pros after college, like how did you get into
Hmm.
the pro circuit? Was there like agents seeking you out already, or you just was like,
Yeah. So I didn't have any agents seek me out already. I was getting like messages from people who wanted to represent me, but I ended up signing with Curtis Foster. You remember him?
what I name? The older dude.
The older dude with the glasses.
Hey man, shout out to him because he actually got me on.
Really? Yeah, I signed with him my first year. My first 2 years I played in Portugal.
Uh huh.
And then after a while, I think I stayed with him 2 years, and then I had to switch agents because I'm like, I felt like I was getting better as an athlete, but he wasn't doing a good job getting me better deals. Like my pay wasn't matching my talent.
I'm living
So I was like, yeah,
that.
like I had a conversation with him,
Hey.
and told me I think I want to go in a different direction. I ended up signing with another agent,
Uh huh.
and but yeah, that's how I started with I signed immediately after I graduated. So right after graduation, actually, I signed with Curtis Foster. Like that, a month later, I went to Portugal, paid
Hmm.
2 years in Portugal, and then I cut ties with him and signed with another agent. His name was like Mustafa Bashkirk. I signed with him for like 2 years. I went to Budapest and I went to Germany,
Budapest.
and then after that, yeah, Budapest
Wow.
was lit.
Really?
One of my favorite countries. One of my
Why?
favorite
Why?
countries to
Why?
play
You
in
got to explain that to me because you got to
because
explain why Budapest was. Was it the nightlife?
okay, so
Or was it?
no, not just the nightlife because the nightlife was lit. It was a vibe, but just the culture around where I
Hmm.
stayed. Like there was so much culture from not just Hungarians, but there was a lot of French people that lived around the area. There
Okay.
was a lot of Korean people that lived, like there was the area I stayed in was so diverse.
Yeah.
And I felt like every day I was either meeting somebody new, learning something new, or seeing something new.
That's
And
dope.
I'm like, that's dope. Like, and I'm a homebody. Like, it's sometimes I want to just chill in the house for days and binge watch Netflix. But when I do go out, I like to get a good experience.
Yeah.
And I feel like Budapest is a perfect place to do that because there's so much to do. There's so much to see. There's so
Okay.
much, I just like there's a lot going on. And when you include the food, because I love to eat,
Mm.
and then the nightlife, it's like it's
It
perfect.
was one of those spots.
And I'm yeah, it was, and I stayed downtown. I stayed in the studio up downtown. Downstairs to the right, it was a whole bunch of restaurants. If you turn left, it was a whole bunch of clubs. If you turn right, it was like a whole bunch of museums. It was just it was crazy. The only thing is my team wasn't that good.
Oh, okay.
We was like number 7 out of
You
12.
got to give and take.
Yeah, so it's
You
like
got
it's
to
like
give and
give
take.
and take, like damn, like but yeah, and then from there I went from Germany. I played my last 3 years in France,
In France.
and now yeah, I played in France for 3 years, first division. And that was pretty dope. I had a good time in France. They treated me well. The environment there is pretty nice. I didn't really stay in like the city. I stayed more so in the country, so I kind of had to adapt to that, like a whole change. But I liked it. My teammates was cool. My coaches was really cool.
Hmm.
Um, and then yeah, Turkey is about to be my 8th season. It's my first time in Turkey, so
Eight,
I'm
eight
excited.
season, man. You getting to
Yeah,
vet. You getting the
I'm
vet status.
excited.
You getting the vet
Oh, but
status.
for real. Wait, when does best status start?
I don't
The 10th
know.
year?
I don't know. I feel like okay. So everybody that I interview, they always like, man, I just want to make it to 10 years. I just want to make it to
Hmm.
10. I'm like, I guess you could start calling yourself a vet at 10 because I'm going into
Hmm.
9. I'm going into my ninth. So
Uh-huh.
I feel like I'm a vet. Like
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
officially
yeah.
vet now. like it's a bunch of young cats now that we got
I
to give them the game.
I feel like anything after 5 years should be vet status, to be honest.
I feel like overseas is like dog years. You get like a couple extra years when you play overseas compared to playing in the States because college seemed long. For me, college seemed like it was
Yeah,
a long time. But this,
college was definitely long because I got my year back after I tore my ACL.
how did you tear your ACL? Oh,
Playing against Florida,
I just remember one day you was in a like the where you was getting
the
treatment.
training room,
Oh my God! And you was
and
just trying to.
Clint used to be fucking me up in rehab.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. Like I look back on it now, I'm like, you know what? I wish I had Clint now, like right now. But like that he was a different type of trainer,
Yeah.
and he got me back right. And I tore my ACL against Florida. We played them in the first round of the SC the tournament.
Okay.
NCAA, I believe. Or I don't know if it was the first round, or I don't know if it was like a regular season game. We just was playing them. But this was like the second quarter, and I went up for a layup, came down on a big girl foot, and just it was a wrap after that.
You felt it
But
immediately.
yeah, I felt it immediately. But the thing was, the next day I was still able to walk, run. I was still able to do stuff. And then I got the MRI, and it was like, it was my ACL. I can either get surgery or not. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna just fix it.
Yeah. If they going, that's one thing that I would say. If the school gonna take care of it, you might as well get it taken care
Hmm.
of. Because that happened to
Exactly.
Rashad. He had like a fracture in his shin. They had to put like a metal rod in his joint.
Really,
Yeah, he got a metal rod in his leg.
I haven't seen Rashad in a minute. Do you be talking to any of the guys from Turkey?
Yeah, you know me, Rashad is best friends. We talk all the time still. We keep up with each other. But that's really from school. I think it's like Rashad because we still hoop. But
Hmm.
everybody else, here and there on IG, a text here, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? We grown now.
nothing too
Everybody
serious.
busy. Everybody's like mad busy. And if we're not in the same,
Hmm.
doing the same thing, it's just like, man, I guess I'll see you when I see you, or let's get an interview. You know what I mean? But that's about
Right,
it.
exactly. That'll do it. That'll definitely help spark the conversation, bring up
Yeah.
old times.
Old times, man. I miss those days in Savannah State. I'm not even gonna lie. I used to go down.
Word up, for real though.
So, how did you get tied into with the Nigerian team? Y'all was in the Olympics and stuff, right?
Yeah, last year
That's
we played in
big
the Olympics.
time. That's big
I got
time.
tapped in with that. I got tapped in with that. Remember Coach Josh?
Josh, yes.
He used to own. He
Obi,
used to own. Yeah, exactly. He plugged me in my
really?
sophomore year. He plugged me in. Yeah, he plugged me in my sophomore year. One of the coaches for the junior national team, and we were actually pretty good. I was with my homegirl Promise, her sister Peace. We had a whole team. We ended up having like a little training camp in DC and everything over the summer. And we were supposed to go to Chile to play in a big tournament, but they ended up like not having funds for us to
That's
go.
crazy. If you would have
So
came
that
to Chile, if you would have came to Chile, that would have been crazy.
girl, that would have been. I said girl, like I'm talking about my homegirls, but boy, I who I was talking to. But yo, that would have been crazy. So like like a year later, Joyce, my homegirl Joyce, she used to play. She former Harlem Globetrotter. She's on the national team too.
Uh-huh.
She emailed was like, "Yo, they're having national team trials for the senior team. We would love for you to come try out." This was 2016.
Okay.
So I'm like, I bet I'm gonna do it. Went to the tryout. They love me, and I've been with them ever since.
How was the
So I
Olympics?
got the
Oh man,
first of
I
all the
can't even imagine.
Olympics.
I can't even imagine. Just you gotta tell me. You gotta explain that to me. I'm looking at
The
the
Olympics
Nate out there hooping.
out there hooping, okay,
Hooping. I seen the highlights.
fighting
I
for my
watched it.
life out
I
there.
was like, look at that's the
It
better
was
state right there. What are you talking
okay. You ain't never seen that
about?
happen before.
What? No.
Um, Listen, the Olympics was like honestly like sometimes it's so hard to describe because there was just so much to take in. But I feel for starters, let's talk about the Olympic Village, right? You know how you have like a dome, like a building with a dome in it, right? And you obviously have like a parking garage to get into that dome. The thing with the Olympic Village was it's like a dome, but you have at least you have to walk at least a mile or 2 miles to even get onto the Olympic Village. So you couldn't just walk
2 miles?
onto the at least you couldn't just walk onto the Olympic Village.
Okay. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. I
It
get
was
what you're saying.
right. You couldn't just you had to actually first of all be at the start of the village. There's like security, like suited and booted, ready to
Yeah.
clip
Ready.
clap,
Hey, ready.
ready to shoot on sight. They let us pass through. We probably jog for about maybe a good 2 or 3 minutes. You get there, there's like another set of security.
Hmm.
Now they checking credentials and credentials and all that. We pass that level. We get to the third level. Now it's time for the players to get off the bus. We get off the bus. We do a retinal scan. We do a temperature check. They put us through the metal detectors. They do all that. Check our credentials, do our thing, what I think, all that.
Retinal scan.
It's like to like check your ID. Like you put your fist
They
in the
ain't
thing and it
playing,
checks
boy.
to
They
make
ain't playing.
not playing at all. Okay, now after you do all that, you're officially on the village as the athlete.
Okay.
You walk to your right, there's a big ass building. It's a recovery facility. Arnold, when I'm telling you, cryotherapy, ice bath, acupuncture, every type of recovery system you could think of was in that building. It was nothing that you couldn't do to prepare for whatever's about to come. Straight ahead was the cafeteria, 24-hour cafeteria, 2 levels, food from everywhere.
Man.
And I'm telling you, the cafeteria is huge. And obviously it's like COVID, so you got like the little plastic dividers
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
thing, but it's a 24-hour open buffet and it's just food, drinks, all you can eat. Then when you go straight past cafeteria, you now got the ports. The ports are where all the athletes stays. So the ports are like buildings with probably like 6 floors. Each floor is a different country. On our floor, we was on the 6th floor. Exactly. We was on the 6th floor. It was Nigerian women on one side, Nigerian men on the other side.
Uh-huh.
Upstairs was Egypt.
Wow.
On top of them was I think Philippines. I think downstairs was Iran and somebody else. On another port, you had Australia, Sweden, Turkey, Kazakhstan. It was
Man.
just You had 9 ports, and each port was a different country was in
Man,
there.
that's crazy.
And it was beautiful. It was so fucking beautiful because you see people with their flags, like their banners have with their flag countries. Everybody got their flag. It literally looked like like a village.
Yeah.
Then you pass the ports, you got the Olympic Village Mall. Nails done, feet done, haircut, shopping mall, buy you some shoes if you want to, get you some photos taken if you want to.
Wow.
An internet cafe with computers. You wanna send stuff home, post office.
Everything.
It was like everything was on it. And I think the best part was seeing people train.
Mm.
You had people literally
Come
outside
on, man.
training, running. You carrying lunch to go to their room after practice. Somebody spraying by you because they training. Or you coming downstairs, go to the recovery for the pool, and you got a whole gymnastics team right there practicing.
How did that make you feel?
Let me be blessed.
Man.
I met one guy. He was from Kazakhstan. I don't know the population. I can't remember the exact population, but he was the only person there for sumo wrestling.
The only one in his country.
You know how amazing that is for you to be the only country. Imagine being one of 200 million at the Olympics.
Wow.
Not only do you feel I mean, obviously you feel a whole lot of pressure, but to be like, yo, I'm looking at this nigga is the only one representing this country. I need to shake this man's hand.
Facts.
Like
Facts.
I know I done made it, but this nigga, he done made
He
it.
really made it,
One of
made it.
two, right? So to see everybody training, to see like and another favorite part of mine was like the badge. Everybody was collecting pins, and my badge is full of pins from all these different countries. It's probably like maybe 50 different pins from all these different countries. And
Nice.
just seeing everybody converse and talk and being in the cast. Like sometimes when you can't sit with your team, you see other teams, like other countries mixed in with each other because it's crowded. So it's like it just seems like we play for different countries, but we all in this together. Like we all in Olympic Village together. We all gonna be competing against each other. Um, Obviously the most popular spot was the Olympic rings. Everybody taking their pictures. Sometimes they have like a little boombox out there, and it's just a field of grass. Everybody's out there with their blankets, with their bikes, with their skateboards. It was just amazing. I'm getting chills now just even talking about it.
Yeah,
Like,
I bet.
and to be able to play on a field on a national field like that is even better. We didn't have fans, so it kind of sucked a little bit. But to play in the Olympics, like that was
Dang.
honestly, it was a blessing to be able to step on the court. It was a blessing to be healthy at that moment, to experience that with my girls, to be able to compete against other people that was their first Olympics. So like I'm experiencing my first time with other people's first time,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
that definitely
So
makes sense.
that's what made it special, and it was definitely an amazing experience, and that's something I would not take for granted. And I'm hoping I go again. I think the next one in 2024, right? Yeah, the next one in
Yeah,
2024
you should be good for that one.
because yeah, I'm definitely gonna be yeah.
You could get 2 Olympic runs inside of your lifetime.
Okay, too. We gotta make the podium the next one. We got
I'm
close, but
calling
I
it out
mean,
right now. You making it to the second Olympics. I'm
speaking
calling it
into
out. Speaking
existence.
it to
Please
existence.
speak it into existence.
Speaking it into
Yes.
existence, man. That's dope, man. I feel like to be around like that many high level athletes as just an athlete
hmm
yourself, like that's an experience that you can't take away
hmm
because you're like we all out here getting it, and it ain't just like on no regular level.
Exactly.
We're on a whole like this is a world scale level that I get to compete on, and you can't ask for nothing better than that
hmm
as an athlete or whatever sport that you in. So I was definitely
Right.
watching. I'm going on all the highlights. I'm watching the games. Definitely, we in the cut. No, I ain't saying nothing, but we watching. I'm watching for sure. Showing my support,
But you
man. Got to.
watching,
I'm
yeah.
watching.
Yo, and you know what's and you know what's crazy though? Like even like the practices, like being able to just like have to lock in because with the practice times were so strict. Everybody had their you can't just show up to practice when you want. I mean, this Olympics, there's time slots. You got to actually put your name down for gym time. So to be able to like have to like experience all that outside and then go in the gym and lock in for an hour straight because that's you really got to lock in because that's all you got. That's a different level of that's a whole different mentality you got to have, and then still have to translate that the next day to be on the court because just the shooting are only 30 minutes. So it's not like you got a lot of time to like really fuck around and not really pay attention and lock into what's going on. Like it may be cool in a regular season game, but you at the Olympics, like every minute really counts. Like everything is like, all right, coach, I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah.
Even if you're not rocking what he's saying, or even if you feel like, oh, I'm tired, it's been a long day, we play tomorrow. So like it's like a quick turnaround time. And to be able to be in that space and have my teammates who kind of was on that same time as me and really be able to lock in, that was dope. Like it was really good to have players and teammates who kind of understood the idea of knowing when to turn that switch on and knowing when to really get to work. And I feel like we did that, even though we didn't make the podium. We definitely turned some heads. We definitely
Yeah, for
opened some
sure.
eyes.
For
Got
sure.
the experience.
For sure. That's what's up, man. I'm glad I got to see somebody that I actually went to school with, just make
Mhm.
it, because it's like we all been through it. We all came from the same, what I'm saying, the school we still came from. And then you see somebody get to that level, and it's just like, man, I know her. You
Mhm.
feel me? And I'm just so
Right,
glad.
right. I went to school.
I went to school, guys, man. Straight up. So I just got this little thing on my Zoom. This is my first time doing the Zoom. Sorry, guys.
Uh-huh.
And they just gave me a little notification say it's going to end in like 10 minutes. So I got so much more I
Wait,
got to ask
we're
you.
I know. We should do a part two one day.
For sure. No,
Like we
we
gotta do
have
part
to.
one, part two.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you, is that you on your shirt you had? Cause that's fire.
No, okay. We can do a little promo while we at it. You know what I'm saying? This
Cause
is.
it kind of looks like you a little bit with the like obviously not like his face, but just like the hat, the whole idea of the hat and the stash. But go ahead.
So this is my brand. I started with one of my cousins. He came to me. It's called Boldclaims. And so it's just pretty much
Okay.
a guy is he's wearing a bucket hat, and it's like the meaning behind it is just whatever you do, be bold. You know, make a bold statement, be bold in
Okay.
whatever you do. Just like, and that's like this is something that we created, and it's something that it's a big part of my life because it's like the first thing I created for myself. It's the first thing that
That's what's up.
like you say, you in this entrepreneur world, and I'm in the same world. I'm in the same wave. Like I'm starting to branch out, try different things, do
Hmm.
different things, and this is one of the things that I'm starting. I'm really pushing, and I really love it because it made me see myself as more of a man. Like I'm growing up instead of just being like this
Hmm.
basketball player that's just running around different countries. Just you know how it is. Real hoopers know
Yeah.
how it is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
This give you a chance to really this give you a chance to really just settle down, really lock in and find your purpose, like what's really
Exactly.
for you outside of that basketball shit. Because you can't do it forever.
You
You just
can't
said
do
you're
it
approaching year
forever.
10.
You can't do it
We
forever.
both approaching year 10.
Man. I feel bad at this like I went through my setback. I had to after I got my surgery, it was just crazy.
Mhm.
Because I had my surgery and then the next year, COVID hit. So I'm out like 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Like 2 years. And it's like I've been going through the whole motion of I'm doing what I'm supposed to do on the court. But the agents
Mhm.
or just whatever the situation is not letting me do that breakthrough, because I
Yeah.
played in Colombia. I played in like, 17 countries by
You've
now.
been everywhere.
I've been a lot of places. I've been a lot of places, but primarily, majority of my time I spent in Chile. Like I've been there five
Hmm.
years, 6 years. Excuse me. I played there 6 seasons. I won five
Hmm.
championships there. And my agent
Damn.
pretty much told me, don't mean nothing. Straight up.
What?
I,
I'm surprised you ain't firing his ass.
I've been, it's just one of those. I'm trying to find my
Yeah.
way in all the mix. Like that's literally, and I played in Colombia before that. I got two there, got two championships there.
Hmm.
Went to Chile. I won five there. I literally just came off of one the last couple of months. I just recently won, and I'm just still trying to find my way And that's what like this whole podcast is, to let like people coming up like, hey man, what you think? You think, okay, if I just go and I win, that's it, everything gonna be taken care of. Hell no. That's not it at all, man. It's just like this
Right,
really is a
exactly.
journey. It's really a journey. You go through injuries, you go through COVID, you know, and the life.
Life, shit.
The life.
Sometimes you just wake up and shit just don't go. Your day just don't go how you expect it, and sometimes you just don't got an explanation for it. That's life.
Listen, I want to thank you for being on, because I don't want it to cut off.
For sure.
We definitely got to do a part 2. There's too much more questions I got to ask you. But I appreciate you taking your time out there.
Of course, Arnold. Thank you so much for having me too, and it's good seeing you.
It's great seeing
Definitely
you.
Let me know what's good with some merch. Send me
I got you.
a little t-shirt, little bucket hat or something.
I got you. You know what I'm saying? I got you. Check it out. I do got the link inside on my Instagram. You can go straight to the page. Okay. I got my website, everything up, man. But I'm going to send you some. I don't want you calling me. I'm going to send you some. Straight up. You just send me the ad. I got you. You tell me what you want, and I got you. I appreciate you, man. We're going to have a part 2.
Thank you for having me, for sure. Yes, for sure.
We're going to do that, man. Thank you. I'll talk to you later, man.
Thanks. All right, Arnold.
All right, bye.